Player number one.
I just took a break, okay, and now it's back to work. God made a way, that's the only way it worked. I'ma walk this way till they put me in the dirt. May your kingdom come as in heaven on this earth to me. It's now it occurred to me. Hell gon' burn like third degree. If you know your history, Jesus paid that purse for me, and he took that curse from me. If you think that's perjury, boy, you better learn to read. Ayy, me and my baby girl in one accord, call that double dutch. I've been walking with the Lord, can't be doing such and such. Wait, I took a minute, but now I'm back in it. If God isn't with it, I don't wanna visit. I went independent and started repenting and cut out that fake. I just took a break, okay, and now it's back to work. God made a way, that's the only way it worked. I'ma walk this way till they put me in the dirt. May your kingdom come as in heaven on this earth, earth, 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 as in heaven on this.
Too many perks to being a child of God, I can't pop one. It's too many souls, not about the crown, I can't drop one.
All right, yo, yo. What up, what up?
Okay, gotta pay my dues, I know he gon' reimburse me. I can't hide my love for God, Brody, you can search me. Horoscopes and dream catchers tell me.
All right.
Some of y'all be too drunk off clout.
Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Monday. Good to be back with y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I just took a break, okay, and now it's back to work. God made a way, that's the only way it worked. I'ma walk this way till they put me in the dirt.
All right, let's run it. Welcome in. Welcome in. W's in the chat. All right, let's do this. Welcome in, TTE family. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Who's ready to make your dreams come true? Let's do it. Who we got here? Energy in the house. Energy in the house. Z Gamer in the building. What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? How you guys feeling? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Let's get to it. YOLO Traders in the house. What up, YOLO Trader? How we feeling? How we feeling? Louis G in the building. Stewie. What up, Nikki? What up, the real Sam? What up, Sandro? Sandro Pay. Jeremy Perez in the house. Yo. What up, Sam, man? What's goody? What's goody? How you guys feeling? How you guys feeling? GT in the building. Yanosh. What up, FX Harris? Clubhouse in the building. How you guys feeling? How you feeling? What up, Dominic? What up, Cannon? Yes, sir. We back. Rafi in the building. Beautiful, beautiful webinar this past weekend by Rafi. Oh, my God. Can we give him a round of applause? Can we get a W in the chat? If you missed this weekend's webinar, I don't know. Fire. What up, Vishal? What's up, Anthony Bravo? Yo. Dylan in the house. Bands Counted Up is here. What's goody? What up, FX Lore? How you guys feeling, man? Good to see y'all. Welcome in. As you guys settle in here, if you can give the stream a like for me today and sub to the channel. We're gonna have a pretty chill day here. It's Monday. We're back at it. What up, C Melly? Rafi, what's goody? Rafi in the new office. Okay, now you just got to get all that equipment in the background like C Melly got, you know? Who else we got here today, man? How you guys feeling? Oh my God, 450 comments. Let's skip straight to them. There we go. All right, let's get you Hyper. What up, Nate G? Billy's lost. He has finally been found, and he is in the clubhouse winning. Holy smokes. Holy Toledos. Billy was lost, but now he has been found, and he's in the clubhouse getting to it. Damn. All right. Bear Berry in the house. All right, well, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome in, welcome in. It is Monday. It is another week here. We're wrapping up April, so it's been a hell of a month so far, and we've been on top of our game and dominating. We've had some wins, we've had some losses, and that makes it a good, healthy month, right? As long as the wins were good wins or good lessons, then you can take away a lot of value from the month, right? So that's what we did here in April, and I think we're sitting very profitable here in April. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. We're cooking. Yeah, perfect. So we're looking good. Let's see if we can close this month out strong and get ready for May. It's gonna be May. It's gonna be May. All right, let me lower the music. We're gonna pray here and then we'll begin, all right? Got another payout last week. W. Congratulations to everyone getting payouts. Praise God. It's a beautiful thing to see. Let's go ahead and pray here. Father in heaven, Lord, we just thank you for the work that you are doing, Lord. We thank you for the work that you've done here in April. I just give you all the glory for what you're doing in the hearts and in the lives of those in attendance, Lord. I thank you for not just blessing their pockets and blessing them with payouts and this skill set, Lord, but truly changing their hearts through this live stream, renewing their minds through this live stream, Lord, and we just give you all the glory for that. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you and your personal relationship with them, Lord. So I just thank you for using me and giving me a voice and a microphone up here to encourage that relationship, Lord. It's just a blessing to see it getting done. So we thank you for that. We ask for nothing here today, Lord. We just give you the glory for everything that you've already given us, and it's been such a blessing. So we thank you for it. And the one thing that we do ask is that you would be here today, Lord, and just guide this session. So I thank you. I give you the glory in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. What a wonderful work of the Lord. It's been a beautiful thing to see here, for real, man. Just an incredible sight. Like I said, people are getting paid, and that's awesome, but that's not the most important thing to me. The big thing is that you guys are going on your own personal growth and development journey, your own spiritual journey, and just awakening to the greatness within yourself. So let's go ahead and get started here today. Today is Monday. It is the 28th. So we are creeping here, man. Last day of the, maybe last day? No, second to last day? I don't even know. How many days are in April? 30? Yeah, May coming up here. Yeah, so we got NFP here this week. So let's just run a little lay of the land. Gold's juicing up. I already caught the buys. I think most of the clubhouse caught the buys here. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the fundamental side of things this week, because we are overlapping. We're finishing a week. We're ending one month. We're beginning a new month and all that stuff. So today we really don't have much. So we're pretty much chilling here today. Tuesday, though, we do have Jolt's job openings at 10 a.m. Nothing at 8:30 to be concerned about. Nothing at 9:30. But the big news tomorrow will come in at 10. So that'll be Tuesday. And then over here, which is Wednesday, it's going to be the last day of the month. You're going to have, I think we got ADP coming in, right? Yeah, we do have ADP coming in here. So you'll have a lot of 8:15 and 8:30 news, ADP here. And then you have like unemployment and all that stuff coming in, the GDP stuff as well. And then you got more news coming in at 10 a.m. So it's actually been a few weeks since we've had a lot of red folder news, but we will start the month up again now. So you're going to see a lot more volume coming in here in the beginning of the month. And then Thursday is going to be May 1st, which we will have on, hold on, let me lower the music. Sorry, gang. Let me lower the music real quick. All right, that should be better. But yeah, we will have on schedule here on Thursday. We will have unemployment claims coming in, and then Friday is going to be the big day, right? Because Friday we do have NFP. Can I get it in there? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, NFP coming in on Friday. So big 8:30 news. So it should be a fun week. Should be, wrap up this week, and then we got a lot of volatility coming in for us towards like Thursday, even Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. So let's not waste any stupid bullets, right? Monday and Tuesday, right? Only the newbie, rookie, a couple other words that I'm not going to say here. Only those traders are going to mess things up here Monday and Tuesday, but not me, not you, right? We're going to hunt the volume here on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's just take good, chill trades here Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll get our paper flying around on Friday, because it's going to be May. Who posted this guy hero of the day, man? You can't bring him anywhere. All right, let's go ahead and get started, man. Let's do a fresh top-down analysis. I did take the buys on gold. These are my buys taken earlier. Looks something like this. I already closed full, closed 80% at the wick fill, closed the rest of it, you know, somewhere up here, and that's what you see going on over here. So let's go ahead and get into the charts here, and let's do a fresh top-down analysis, and let's see what we got, and then we'll kind of chit-chat, hang out, answer some questions, and move about our day from here. So this is the daily time frame on gold. We are kind of chopping around here in some consolidation now, right? So we know that just to track back, right? Like obviously we've been extremely bullish. Right, we've been moving up here, very, very bullish. You get one red candle and then up we go. One red candle and up we go here, right? But this time we got a bearish closure that doesn't really look like the rest of the bearish closures, right? If we look at the last three, you have that one, you have that one, and then you have this one. Which one looks the strongest? 1, 2, or 3, right? I would say the third one looks the strongest, and that's why now we're beginning to get a push off of it. Doesn't the third one look more so like something like this one, where you have a much stronger, this one even has the rejection on the top side, which makes it a lot better here. So we did have a strong bearish closure here. I forgot what day that was, but that was the 22nd of April, and that strong bearish closure gave us a resistance here, right? So now that we do have that resistance, we kind of next candle pushed down, we went ahead and filled that wick and pretty much just created support, right? So at this point now we do have a support right smack in front of us, which is going to be difficult, right, to take sells here on this candle. Today's almost like a waste candle, right? You like let this one close, and if it closes bearish, then you know, okay, tomorrow we should be able to retest that support after breaking through these wicks and then maybe continue down, right? But we're starting to reject, right? We have rejection here. We have rejection here, no wick come down on this candle, and more rejection. And now the daily candle is starting to move back up here. So pretty interesting what's taking place here around like 33.07. Are we going to create support, or will we continue moving down? That's the big question here. I think we'll probably range till at least Wednesday, right? At least Wednesday, maybe even Friday here. You may get like you know, today to close bearish like that, tomorrow to close bullish, and then if let's say we really wanted to go down, you know, Wednesday with ADP could potentially break us through all those lows, kind of come back up, and then see how we do with this support right here. But you know, we're not gonna tell the future here. Basically, let's just kind of focus on today. We are kind of jumping out of that support, so let's go see what that looks like on the 4-hour chart. Oh, what do you know? No surprise here, right? 4-hour candle closes bearish without a bottom wick. Next candle begins to head north, right? It's no surprise to us here. We know that there's a very low chance that if a candle closes without a bottom wick, that the next one will move bearish as well. So it's no surprise that right in this overall daily wick rejection zone, we get a 4-hour closure with no bottom wick, right? So we did just break the highs on the current 4-hour candle. Let's see what that looks like on the 1 hour. 1 hour moving up steadily, created support right here. All right, got support here, basically got this fake out, right, where price closes back in, and now we should retest the top of that 1 hour range here. So let's take a look at the 30-minute real quick. So any new positions, right? So is there any new positions available? Not from what I can see, right? So what we need to see here is, you see how this is moving up, moving up, moving up? You don't want to take a buy here. We're going to do a very, very, very important webinar this weekend in the clubhouse about some of these ideas, right? So you see how the 15, so I want you to look at the price action on the 30, right? Now look at the price action on the 15. So price was moving up, moving up, moving up, and then what did it need? What did it need? It needed liquidity, right? So it snatched the highs here, came down, closed bearish, next candle rips down, so all the buyers from up here are out at this point for the most part, grabs more liquidity to the downside, creates a fresh support, and then price is able to push back up. So what will we need now if we want to see more buys? We're going to need the same exact thing here, right? We're going to need some sort of support to form, right? Let's say, just pretend that's a bearish candle, right? Bullish candle to come about, and then more buys will be available. But can you wait for this? That's the big question here today. Can you wait for that to show up on the 30, or will you get you know, a little impatient here and try and pop off. So I wouldn't try and pop off. There's a big resistance sitting right here. We're already rejecting it a bunch. What we need to do is we need to wait for a new support to form. And then if it forms down here, we could take buys back up. If it's going to form, let's say right here, then we need to wait for a closure above, right? And then we have all that clean range there. So that's my plan here today. We either get a support formed, like a bearish closure right here, and then we can look for the breakout like this, right? And then take the buys on the very next candle. Or my other plan would be to wait for a more of a drastic pullback, right? Something that comes down here, and then take the buys lower from down here, right? Take these buys to retest the highs again. So those are the two options for buys. My options for sells are below here. So if we can get a new support like that formed, and then we get a nice fresh bearish closure, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. So those are the only 3 trades I'm taking today. That is it. If it don't look like 1, 2, or 3, I am not in any trades here. These are going to be the most highest probability trades. These are what's going to make us the money. So that's my game plan for gold here today. I hope it made sense. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit us in the chat. But we definitely are calling for a pullback. And look, if the 30 wants to run, so be it. So be it. Right? I'm not thirsty. All right? I'm not thirsty here today. Actually, I'm a little thirsty. But I'm not thirsty for no money. You know what I mean? So if price wants to run, it could run. If it gives me one of those 3 options, then we got a deal. Cool. You got to be a top G negotiator with these markets, man. They be trying to hustle you. So, okay, so for right now, let's put this here, right? We got resistance here. We have support here, and that's pretty much it. So we'll wait for some new price action to form up, and then we'll go from there. All right. So that's going to be gold. Let's take a look at NQ here. And let's do a fresh analysis on NQ. Let's go back to the daily. So let's see. All right, cool. Let's see how the daily looks. So daily is moving up pretty bullish. You could say, you know, we're overextended and all that stuff on the daily as well. We never did close above that. We did close above that resistance, but you know, we've got this sucker right here to the left. So pretty interesting. I think today can go either way here on NQ. You do have a 4-hour bullish closure, but you are kind of caught up in this 4-hour range here. I think there will be so much opportunity on NQ this week, but maybe not today specifically. It is Monday here. So last Monday, we've seen NQ just range as well. 1-hour candles are ranging. 4-hour candles are ranging. Yeah, I mean, I think you need 1-hour closures above. I think you need to wait for 9:30 here. 9:15, 9:30. Let this range play out. Let it break out, and then go from there. Yeah, because this just, I mean, unless you're going down to lower time frames here, right? Like, let's say 15-minute consolidation. Let's see if we can find anything like on lower time frames. Yeah, I mean, you got support. You got this clean candle here. You just see what price does. You know, depending on what time frame you're trading here. I'm going to get into the lower time frames with y'all a little bit more as I gain more experience and more knowledge. I've been hitting during power hour and stuff like that off the 1-minute charts. So I'm going to share that information with you guys once I'm able to kind of comprehend it, explain it, and actually show you guys good results from it. We're gonna dive into that shortly, but yeah, right now we're just kind of ranging. So I would let this chill out, and yeah, same thing with gold. You need better price action here. All right, so let NQ do its thing. If you could sell maybe from the top, that's good. Buy from the bottom, but I probably won't touch that range. All right, so that's it, my friends. That is it. That's the show. So Goldie needs a pullback. Can you talk the trade over that you took today? Yeah, no problem. So today was very simple. You know, I got to the desk like literally like right around this time, so like 7. So just peeked at things. I seen that we were a bit overextended on the 15-minute. I noticed that we formed support here, and then I just took the buy off this candle right here to fill that wick. So it looks something like this. Yeah. So just buys off support. Simple stuff. Things that I do every day. Normal stuff. Let me show you from a little bit more real time. Damn, I got like 9 things open here. Holy smokes. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, so this is the trade here. So it's a very simple buy position off support. Right? So you had price coming up. We create a rejection, by the way, and I'm going to talk a lot about this in the webinar. This wick is designed for a reason. Right? This is designed, this is placed there for a certain reason. We need to push up, grab liquidity, come down, grab more liquidity, create support, and then that wick will get filled after the support is formed. So I waited for that support to be formed. I seen that we had the wick fill here. Ended up taking buys on this candle, closing 80% at the wick fill, and then I let the rest of it run till about like right up here, and then just close full. Yeah. And we're continuing on up here. Moving on up. Very, very bullish on gold. Very bullish on gold. What's power hour? Power hour is typically like 3 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. Took the same trade. Very nice. Yeah, I seen a few of you guys took this. I seen some of you guys were holding from the earlier trade too in pre-New York. But hey, we have a very important topic this weekend in the webinar. So for those who can make plans now to be there, it's just something different when you're there live, right? So if you can get there this weekend, I think last technical analysis webinar we had like 200 people on. So this one's gonna be a more important than the last one. Yeah, because this weekend we're gonna talk about the topic of conversation in the webinar this weekend is where are our profits going. So any of you guys actually make profits but then lose them, you guys want to keep them? I'm gonna show you exactly how to keep them and where they're going. Without even knowing you as a trader, I know exactly where your profits are going, because they're going where mine are going, and the rest of the elite members. So obviously I work with a bunch of traders. I review a lot of charts. I see a lot of trades, right? And I know exactly where our type of trading style, where the money tends to get back into the market. So we're going to go over that this weekend. I'm going to take some notes. I'm actually going to prepare for that and show you guys, bring up some examples, some of my losers, some of like elite losers, so that way you guys can see the common theme. And that way when the idea shows up, you don't quake. Because like, nope, we're not taking this. We lose this trade every time. We're like, come on, I want to take a trade. We're like, no, now you're going to know. Because you're going to come to the webinar. You're going to see exactly the ideas that we're talking about that don't work, that maybe used to work, or maybe, you know, we had success with earlier, but I don't see much success with it anymore. Did I place trades in London? I did not. I didn't trade London pre-New York. I guess I traded pre-New York. Yeah, I actually got some sleep in last night, which was good. Went to bed at 10, woke up around like 4:30ish. So got some sleep in, man. Felt good. Sells from resistance on gold? Nope. No way. So sells on gold are going to be very dangerous. So what I would recommend is if you remain now above this range here, so let's say you get a closure here, that would be considered resistance, but that's going to play you, right? This range will most likely be buys above. So buys will most likely hold above here. So right now, here's my move, right? If we can see how this candle closed with no top wick, if we can get this next one to pop up like this, right? Close bearish. That wick later on at 9:30 is going to be our wick to fill. Trust me, gang. Trust me on this, all right? I've been showing up every session. I'm on top of this. This could, in most cases, we could pop up here, create a wick, come down, create this support, and then we will fill this wick later. If you want to get rich, if you want to retire from your job, I want you to focus on this move right here. Get rid of everything else, all the noise. This one right here will absolutely change your life. Yeah, you don't need 100 different setups. You don't even need 2 different setups. If you have one good one, that's all you need, and I would recommend that one right there. It's the easiest, simplest one to grasp as a new person. It's very simple. It correlates with the higher time frames. Yeah, I can explain what went. Yeah, it's overextended. You know, at that point, if you're taking an entry at this point right here. So let's pretend none of this happened. Hold on. So if you're taking an entry right here, so it's the 15-minute time frame. So there hasn't been a pullback on the 1 hour. There hasn't been a pullback on the 30-minute. There hasn't been a pullback on the 15-minute, right? So to take an entry here, that's a little overextended, wouldn't you say? Right? And then also right here. Like maybe if you got that entry, but even that was a lot like too overextended there. So what do we need, right? We need a pullback. We need a new support form. We either need a support here to go like this, get a bullish candle closure, right? And then you could take buys moving up to fill the wick. But you need some type of support, right? So that's what you're looking for. So you don't want to settle for this trade. You just don't want to settle. Like, can it move up from here? Yeah. But to settle for that is there's no point in my opinion, right? If it's going to run, let it run. Eventually it will pull back and give you a support. But look, I mean, this is probably exactly what happened, right? If we move over, we got a support and then we got to push up. So you need supports, right? Anytime you're taking a buy, you want to ask yourself, how close or far away is the support from my entry? If we take a look at an entry right here, right? Well, where's the nearest support? Right there. Right? So that's a pretty we've traveled quite a bit at that point, haven't we? Right? So at that point you need a pullback, right? And then you need to push up. It's like bench pressing, right? You're squatting here and you go all the way up. Now your legs are straight and you're going to try and get more out of that squat. Like it's done. You got to come back down. Right? You got to squat, get in the squat position again and move back. Yeah, the one good thing about this trade though here was the 30 closure, right? And you had the clean range to the left. But then again, you have, look at price coming from all the way up here. If this is a range that looks, it's tighter and it's more like this type of range, right? And then you get a breakout, that's not bad, but like this is a pretty big range here. But I mean the breakout works, right, for the wick fill. It's just the 15-minute needed a pullback. That was all. And by the way, I took those trades this month. I took those trades last month, the month before, and now I'm starting to catch a common theme, so that's why I'm starting to talk about it. Because to be honest, I haven't really experienced that many losers outside of some of those overextended trades. And we've all been taking them, right? We haven't really caught on to it until, you know, recently on when it works and when it doesn't. So it's all a learning process. What up, Pablo? I will go full margin if it shows. What up, Green? Let me pay attention here. I'm just talking. Let's see. What up, Buzz Blab? How we feeling, man? I do good trades, placing them, but I close trades too early sometimes. We all do. We close them too early. We close them too late. We're never going to be like picture perfect. But, you know, if you feel like that's hurting you, then just work on that. The fade is a good position, yeah. The only thing is you really want to wait for the fade like indicators. A lot of people think the fade is just, hey, if you see a resistance to the left and price rejects, take a sell. Like those were the ones that we always got stopped out in our sample sizing process. So you really need to wait for, I know like I talk about the 3 candles and the 3 little lower wicks, and I hate presenting it like that. I really do. Like, wait for these 3 candlesticks, blah 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 blah. Like, you know what I mean? But those actually are the best signs that I see when it comes to executing on the fade, especially when you're in an extremely bullish market right now on gold. A lot of people, or I should say, we got stopped out, or I got stopped out a lot when I didn't wait for the actual opportunities, like I'm sharing with you guys, and like I talk about in the playbook video. Yeah, but you can do your own sample sizing with that and see how everything works. Because it's one thing to, if you weren't like there, like in the midst of it when I was doing my sample sizing, then you weren't there for that. So you don't really have all the information that maybe someone here did who was like on the journey with me. What was that? That was like last year, right around this time last year, I think. Higher time frame bias was bearish, but now we're creeping a little bit more bullish, right? So we're bearish because we've closed bear, right, on the daily, but we're in this rejection zone now, right? And we are rejecting it. And the 4 hour now is breaking the highs. And I'm going to always give more emphasis to the 4 hour over the daily, because the 4 hour is going to most likely guide my session that I'm in, which is right now from 8 a.m. to about 11 a.m. So the 4 hour I'm going to use to help guide me, but I will use the idea that we are bouncing out of this rejection zone here, right? So if this 4 hour, or even if this 4 hour can close above, right, this little resistance here, I think we could see a nice push up like we've seen last time, right? We see a few times in this area recently where you had price kind of close above here and then just begin to move up, like here and here. All right, so maybe we can get that same thing over here. You had a closure above, just started moving up. So yeah, I'm gearing more towards the bullish side since the daily's rejecting out of that zone there. Still with top one? Yeah. I got an instant funded with top one. I'm in profit on that account. I was golfing with Clay yesterday, actually. I was with Clay in Austin. Oh yeah, they have they're dropping, you know, the add-on for instant payout. So if you use code TTE, you get the instant payout. So I think it's going to be like 55% off starting today, plus instant payout add-on is like no longer like a fee or whatever. Yeah, Aaron just got funded and paid out with top one, so he said it was pretty good. I think his payouts came like extremely quick too, like same day. That's the one thing about top one that no one could ever say anything, is that they pay quickly. You know, so sometimes like you have to, like, I think there's another group called Take Profit Trader or something, right? And like you could take same day payouts or whatever, but then their rules are gonna chip you up a little bit. So like their sales thing is, hey, we have instant payouts. You know what I mean? So like every company, you're gonna have these pros and then you're gonna have the cons, and it's just like you gotta measure them for yourself and see which one's gonna work best for you and your trading. Would you mind explaining the justification for taking overextended? Yeah, if there's clean range and the higher time frame closures are happening, like the hour, like, you know, like the one that you guys took in pre-New York, I don't think that was a bad trade based off of the 30, because I mean, look at that closure above, right? And look, it did work out, but it needed to come down first, right? And it needed the 15 just needed a little bit of support. So I think the justifications from my end would be, if you have a 1 hour or 30 closing above with clean traffic to the left, is pretty decent. Or if you're breaking any higher time frame like wicks, like if that same wick could be like a 4 hour high or a daily high, that's going to work to your advantage a little bit more. But to be honest, the more I trade daily and the more I observe, the less I want to even take those. So on the 15 minute, you're looking for a new support to form. Yes. Yeah, to take with a top wick in order to fill again later. Yeah, exactly. So that wick will get filled again. It'll take some time. And remember, most traders just aren't willing to take the time to wait. right? So that's the big thing is a lot of this stuff takes time to play out, and that's why traders get caught up getting losses and then like price going in their direction, because they just weren't willing to wait for like the proper price action to get in. What up, Michael? Well explained. What up, Inspire Your Soul? I'm not sure what I explained, but W. Do you take trades live? I do. Yeah, I do. So trade anytime a trade comes up in New York session here, we'll take it. We also have the clubhouse where we live trade Asian, London, and pre-New York outside of this New York session. And anytime trades pop up there, we'll take them live and take them in front of like a couple hundred people. For everyone to take advantage of. Any coupons available for the clubhouse? We gave away ones on Friday. We'll see if we can get one here today. We'll see if the market tends to give us the coupons. Breached my account 2 weeks ago, about to jump back in the game. Gang, it's no biggie. It's no biggie. I breached all my accounts, by the way. All of them. But I did get payouts on all of them. I did make thousands of dollars on all of them. And then I went for it. You know what I mean? And I breached them all. That's why I'm now 5 combines deep. And we're about to load them right back up again. No way. Yeah, man. Me too. Right? Me too. The only thing is I didn't blow them on stupid stuff. And I got paid out on them. Right? So I got paid on all of them. And then I decided to go big. Right, I decided to go big, and unfortunately, when you take payouts too, you don't have as much drawdown, so you got to really strategize it. So this time I took a L and built it back up. So I got 5 more now, and they're all pushing 5,400 in profit. So what do we need? 400 maybe? 600? 6. So it's not a big deal. Don't get married to these accounts, right? Don't get married. Don't get emotional to these accounts. Understand what it is you're doing. But again, if you're taking stupid trades and blowing accounts, that's one thing, right? Then you should go to the drawing board and figure things out. But I said from day one, I'm willing to go up, take payouts, blow accounts, get new ones, go up, get payouts, blow accounts, get new ones, and do it the whole Jake Paul way. So I'm just continuing to run my game plan here. The Jake Paul way. Some of you guys like, what's the Jake Paul way? Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know, you got boxing, right? Mike Tyson. Well, it's not even Floyd Mayweather, right? And then you got Jake Paul boxing, right? So that's prop firms is real boxing, or I should say, brokerages and things like that, right? You're gonna go trade live capital. You're gonna take it serious, right? But then you got Jake Paul boxing, where the rules are a little bit different. You can bend them and break them, and that's what we do here with the funding companies. Shh! Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Listen to the music made on Discord. I think I listened to it. Yeah, it was good. How can I get combines? You can just go to Top One, Futures.com or Top Step Trader. Those are like the 2 that I would recommend. What we got here? Little Norbin. Oh, Norbin got a little 4K payout on Top One. Very nice, dude. Very nice. Yeah, Top One's coming through, man. They did $1 million in payouts. Clay was telling me. Crazy. Like first month. That's insane. What about NASDAQ? NASDAQ we'll review probably later. I got my charts marked off. We're just ranging right now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait till 9:30 for the open, and then we'll see where NQ wants to go. But we should just range until then. Today may not be the best day, to be honest, because we do have Wednesday ADP, Thursday unemployment claims, Friday NFP. So if you're gonna get some range, it's gonna happen today and tomorrow. Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me if the 4-hour ducked back down here today and just closed below. What up, Alexandros? How you feeling, brother? The Jake Paul way, yeah. So what I mean by that is like, you have boxing, right, which is real boxing, and then you have like trading. So you have trading, you trade your own capital or whatever the case is, and you follow a set of rules, and you know, that's trading, right? So you put money in a brokerage and you trade it like a professional, right? That's professional trading, aka professional boxing, right? But then you have Jake Paul boxing, which is a little different, right? They bend the rules, they do a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and that's kind of like what I consider the prop firms, where we can, as long as we have an ROI in mind and a business plan, then we can go about it any way we want. So what I mean by that is, if you lose in professional trading, like if you blow an account, that's horrible, right? Like if you put $50,000 in an account, that's really, like, that sucks. You know what I mean? To blow that account. But let's say you get a 50K combine and you blow that account, you didn't blow 50K, you just blew $50. Right? So you just blew $50. So when it comes to like actually making money here, let's say you have a 50K account, you spend $50 on, and you, what I was talking about earlier was about like budgeting and making a little combine budget here. So let's say you could afford like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts. So you can afford 5. You could afford 50 times 5 in your investment budget, right? So let's say you fail the first 3. So that means you spend 150, right, on combines, but then you pass the next one. So you're negative 150, but now you passed, right? So now on that 50K combine, let's just say that you go out and you get what did Norman get? I think Norman had a 50K account. He made $4,000. $4,000 on a, let's say 50K. Let's just call it $2,000, right? Let's cut it in half. So you made $2,000, right? And you spend 150 on the 3 failed challenges, right? 1, 2, 3, plus the 150 to get started, right? So that's 3. So you're in at 300. So let's say 150, 150, right? 150 for the account plus the activation fee is 300. You go get a 2K payout, right? That gets hit to your bank, and then 2 days later you blow this account. Do you mind? I don't mind. I made, what's 150? What's 2,000 minus 300? 1,700, right? So you just profited $1,700, right? And now with that 1,700, you take a little budget and you go get your accounts back, right? And then this is what I've been doing. I've been making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just doing this. Yeah. Surprisingly, I haven't blown too many accounts, which has been pretty good, but and by the way, when you lose that account, most people think like, oh my god, I lost $2,500 today. It's like, dude, you didn't lose $2,500 today, right? You lost $50. You blew your account. But the cool part is when you win $2,500, it's actually real because you can withdraw that. But when you lose $2,500, it's not real. It's not real. This is $50, right? So a lot of times traders get all upset because they look at the number on the actual account and they think, I lost $2,500. It's like, bro, you lost $50. You know what I mean? Go get another account and do it all over again. Who's ever married, like full on hired a pastor and all that, married yourself to a challenge account? Like, could you imagine sitting in 6% drawdown on a challenge account for 4 months? What a waste of time, right? So it's like, why not set a budget for yourself to where if you're 6% drawdown, like, and then you're gonna lower your lot to like 0.01, like you're about to go into depression, right? You might as well just shoot for what you can, right? Let's say you're let's say this is 0 and your target is 6 and you can only lose 4, right? And right now you're here at 3. Like, what are you really going to do? Are you really going to go 0.01 and try and march your way back here and take like literally months to get back here? Or are you just going to find a really good setup? This is what I would do. Find a really good setup and go as big as I can on it. And that will either pump me back to break even or it'll blow my account, right? And then I could just get a new one for $50 and start right here again, right? I really pray for those who are sitting in this for weeks on weeks on weeks. It's just such a waste of time to sit and draw down on a demo account. You got to keep in mind, you're on a demo account, right? The last thing what you want to do with these funding companies is you want to get to the paid phase as soon as possible. So please don't take months in this spot right here. I don't want to see you do that. This is not motivating. This is not inspiring. You're gonna grow to really dislike trading if you stay here for months on end. We've seen that happen, but we haven't seen that happen in a long time now that we've kind of developed this philosophy of waiting for really good trades and getting into the money, you know, getting into that XFA or that live stage to where you can actually receive a payout. Risk on 50K combines. I'm a heavy risker, you know, so with all that in mind, I have a budget for combines, and I do risk a little bit more than maybe, you know, the average person should. But I like to go heavy. I trust my playbook. I trust my probabilities. I win most of my trades, and I'm just willing. I just have a confidence to do that because I've truly seen the data, studied the data, and traded the data. You know, so will I take losses sometimes going heavy? Yeah, you know, it is what it is, right? But I'm very confident in my playbook and in my trading system to where I do go a little more heavier than maybe one should. But that's also why I passed the combines in 2 days. And that's why I get like $5,000-$6,000 payouts in 5 days, because I'm willing to go heavy and I'm willing to bet on me. All right, let's see. Let's go back to gold here. Yeah, so we did close with no wick there. So we are waiting for a bit of support to form now. So just let this thing cook. Like I said, 9:15, 9:30, you know, give price a little bit to pull back and all that. Don't marry. Yeah, you see? Ice pips. Now he passed them in 3 days, man. We were taking 3 months to pass these accounts. It was wild. Wild. Yeah, I'd say in 2022, 23, we took a long time to pass for the most part. What up, Bone? Yeah, man. Yeah, so maybe take this philosophy. If you guys have any questions on that, let me know. I mean, I've passed almost every account within like 3 days since this philosophy, like since the beginning of the year. I've also gotten like a lot of money in payouts doing this as well this year. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. And by the way, you guys need to see me fail accounts too. Like, I'm not some random dude who just doesn't fail. Like, I'm not some guy that's just going to continue to trade and have green every single day. Like, you know, we even had some red days this month, which is fine. You know, I accept those red days. Those red days aren't a problem. But you guys have to see me fail, you know what I mean, in order to really believe, right? Because then you're thinking like, he's failing and I'm not. Like, is he better than me? And the reality is, I am not better than you. I really am not. I think I'm better at being disciplined, maybe. I think I'm better at sticking to my plan, but I'm not better than you at all by any means. I did take trades today. Yeah, I took one trade, one gold buy. It was off this support right here. And it looks something like this. My stop was kept below the low. My target was up here. My partials was and break even was right here at this wick fill. And that was pretty much my trade. Yeah, so I closed partials at about 29, 30 pips. And then I closed the rest of it right around like here, like 50 pips-ish. And that was it. So now I'm waiting for like the same concept here. So if we can create support and all that again, that'd be nice. Yeah, I do have an instant funded account. Yeah, I kind of like the combine stuff a little bit better, if I'm being honest. I don't know, just something about it. My average winning amount in 2023 as opposed to 2025 is probably, I would say, like 500 in 2023, and then I would say about 1,500 in 2025. So I've leveled up a little bit in terms of like my average trades to about $1,000, give or take. Yeah, I think my average trades when I first started the live stream were anywhere from like 4 to 500. I think my bigger ones are around a G, right? I mean, some days I did have big trades, you know, like I did have a couple $1,000 wins and stuff, but for the most part on average, it'd be like probably like 500 or 600. And I think on average, this year it's more like about $1,500. Yeah, you see my average like right around here, even like $2,000. I would say about 1,500 though. Yeah, I would say like 15. Right? You guys would say this is the average, right? Somewhere along. Oh, that's a little bent, but these are not average. These are a little bit more than average, right? These are some bigger ones. So these are like, so it's like your base hit, the bottom red line, right? The white line is like your like doubles maybe, right? And then the yellow line is like your triples. And your purple or pink line here is like your home runs or your grand slams and stuff. So you're going to have all these as a trader, but notice how most of them are at the red line, right? So I'm very good at just taking base hits, and then I will let those doubles or those doubles, triples, home runs, and grand slams, I'll just let them come naturally. They'll just fall naturally into my lap. Other than that, I'm looking for base hits every day. Every day, all day, every day. Base hits win ball games. That's how I broke down gold buys. Am I overcomplicating it? Let's take a look here. So we got gold 15-minute bearish session. Strong support level. Yep. First level of resistance is at 3. Okay. Second level is at 4, which is okay. Got it. New support and resistance. Yeah, perfect. 5. Yep. Enter on candle. Yeah, that's perfect. Beautiful. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what you want to see there. So good job at marking up the supports and the resistances and getting your eyes like familiar with all that. You're not going to be able to you're not going to need to do that forever, but for now it's really good. It's almost like driving a new car. When you get in, you hold the steering wheel, your first time in, you're checking all the mirrors, and you're like consciously putting the car in drive. You're consciously using the blinker. You're consciously turning into the next lane. But I bet you some of you guys who have been doing this for years now, y'all be on the phone, texting. You got home from work, you don't even know how you got there. You're like, how did I get home from work? You were on the phone the whole time. You didn't even think about signals or turning or anything. So it just becomes like muscle memory. But yeah, in the beginning, it's very good to label these and understand them and develop the eye for them, bro. So good job there. Good work. Good work. How much do I usually risk in the trade, money-wise, in the combine? To be honest, brother, like sometimes all of it. Yeah. So 300 is typically not what I do, but I would probably recommend that if you don't have a budget for the combines, right? So if you're someone that doesn't have a budget for the combine right now, that's no big deal. You just can't go as heavy maybe as someone else. So I think risking $300 and taking all A+ trades is a really, really good idea. Yeah, I think you can get your account passed fairly quickly, and you won't take such high risk on, kind of blowing the account either. Oh, what do we got here? Some scammers? Oh, snap. Okay. Attention. Attention, Kmart shoppers. We have a scam in aisle 17 in the Discord. His name is... Oh, wait. No, this is Instagram. All right, gang. On no platforms. Discord, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, Twitch, Twitter, What else do you guys use? Telegram. Nothing. Zero. Zip. Zelch. You will never, ever, ever get this text message from me. You will never get a message from me asking you to join any group, any channel, any service, anything like that. Unless it's on from my voice to your ears, do not listen to any type of stuff like that, because they'd be out here trying to scam people like crazy, man. If you ever got any sort of message from me too, I would highly recommend you say, hey Nick, can you please send me a voice message? Be like, you said it on YouTube to ask for a voice message. That's all you gotta say, and I'll hit you with a voice message. And I won't mess around with you and hit you with no London accent either, like the one guy. Some of you guys remember the one guy. I had an elite member, and the scammer hit him up, and he's like, yo, not for nothing, just send me a voice message back. He's like, yeah, man, what's up, bro? It's Nick Stewart from the YouTube live streams. I'm like, what? That don't sound like me. He tried his hardest. But yeah, don't do it. And I don't accept crypto either. I don't do any crypto accepting, nothing like that. How did I get to McDonald's? Exactly. You didn't even realize, right? You just straight muscle memory. So pretty interesting here. We'll see what we're going to do. We're moving back down now on gold. Let's take a look at that 4 hour. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if the 4 hour closed below the range here today and we just consolidated all day. It is Monday. It is the last Monday of the month. It is the week of the monthly overlap. So you will tend to get a lot of consolidation, especially on the higher time frames during this time. Yeah, 1 hour closed below resistance too there. 4 hour right up as resistance. So yeah, you could definitely see a pullback here. The thing is how far, right? Because the daily is rejecting too. So you kind of caught like within this sandwich a little bit here. Yeah, so no top wick or anything like that. We got a new hourly candle. We got a new 30 candle. So 4 hour, got 1 hour left on my 4 hour candle here. How did your Oanda candle close? Did it close back in the range? I think I would probably say it did. I'm just not sure when to go bigger. Most of the trades are great setups. When do you know to go bigger? Still learning. Yeah. And that's not surprising, right? You're still trying to learn all that. So like, how long have you been trading and like trading this system, Ken? Because I really do believe in trading there is a bit of a feel too. Like there's a bit of a feel, there's a bit of an awareness that you develop over time. And chart time. That's why you ever see me close partials and like randomly, and then price just rejected right from there, but there wasn't nothing technically was there to support me closing partials. It's just there is at times a bit of a feel that you can only develop through time, and sometimes I just feel that good move or that, you know, that big setup or that big idea. But I mean, yeah, you know, most of the time it's obviously going to be the A+ stuff, where if you got your, let's say you got the 4 hour candle closing, right? And then let's say it does close above, and then the next one gives you a lower wick and then a support. Well, you already know now, like when you come up and break. So let's say the entry here, let's say if this is the 4 hour chart, right? Let's say you close above, and now the next candle comes down to make a low, right? And it gives a little support. But on the lower time frame, it's just a little like this, like, you know, boom, bam, and then to move up. So like if your entry is right here and that entry is right off the onion on the lower time frame, you know that's going to be a big move. If that comes in at 9:30, right, and there's clean traffic to the left, like there's a few things that just come into play, and they come in at one time where it just makes like the perfect wave or the perfect trade that comes in. Like other people know it. Maybe you're a surfer, maybe you played a different or have played a different game, but there's just certain aspects, like in surfing, right, where the wave lines up and the weather lines up and the time of the day. Like, there's different things that sometimes come in, and again, you can only develop that through chart time. Like golf and stuff, like I always like relating stuff to golf, but it's like you may have like a perfect lie with a wind in your favor, like I don't know, like everything could just be lining up to the tee for you to just have a great shot off, like a great opportunity. So I'll explain them as time goes on for everyone, because I know there is a lot of more new people here, so I'll explain those things and try and make it as clear as possible for y'all. They fake my voice now at AI? Oh, man. Well, you guys know the secret code, don't you? You got to ask for the secret code, but I can't give it to you right now because the scammers are listening. How you doing? Hi, scammers. How do you feel about scamming, though? Like, you do know that's never going to work in the long run, right? You do know that even if you do start making money, a lot of money, you do know you're going to feel terrible about it, horrible about it. Especially when you take the last couple dollars from some people's families and like when they're hoping that, you know, there's a good opportunity there. So shame on you, man. Get it right. Time to repent. Jesus is watching. As a trader months go by very fast. What up, Traderholic? How you feeling, G? Good to see you, man. How many energy drinks today? Energy, how many drinks have you had today? Oh, are you asking me how many energy drinks I had? Or how many drinks energy had? Hold on, what is it? Me? I only had one, man. Just one. Just this little excess burn blue raz. Solid. It's empty though now. Yo, you got to get on the golf course, Traderholic. You coming to the meetup in July? Are we playing golf? We got to play some golf for the meetup. Got to. Hey, yo, green. Yeah. Oh, I seen that. Sammy the Bull got baptized, yeah? W. Wait. What's app do I use for screenshot without... Wait, I'm not too sure. Is that a question for me? That sounds like another trade or something. Is that like painting or carpentry? WhatsApp. Yeah, I'm not gonna hit you on WhatsApp, gang. Friendster. Mini golf. It's alright. We'll start there, bro. We'll start there. TK. My man. TK, you playing golf in July? FX Lore, welcome. Welcome to the other side, my friend. How long does Top Step usually take to approve the payouts? Like about 4 or 5 days from what I've seen. Did I message you on MySpace? Yo, I wish I had I wish I knew my MySpace password. I really do. When we are overextended and waiting for a support resistant, is it the 15-minute enough? Yeah, it usually is, especially like when we're tiptoeing around this time. Like we're creeping on 9:15 now and 9:30. Like now's when you want to start locking it in again and seeing like how these candles are going to close. So yeah, the 15-minute will be sufficient, especially again when you're hopping around these higher time frame I'm sorry, these higher volume times, that's where you would really like to look for support now. So let's see if we can create support here. Yeah, let's see what we do. We're moving in. See how we have like all this level right here? So we're seeing if we can, how we react here. Are we going to create support, or what are we going to do? But let's say it's not around this time. So it's not around 9:10, 9:15. Then you may want to wait for a 30. Yeah, I played good yesterday. I played good this weekend too, man. Wait, who's playing this weekend? Oh, Sebastian. Nah, you guys gonna have the fun without me? Why don't you guys drive up here? Why not? Why not? See, Melly, I might be coming down towards you though pretty soon. I got to meet with Wiz Buddha's family over there. I'm trying to pick me up something nice. Something nice. Where is the crazy guy, Wiz Buddha? Haven't seen him in a couple days out here. You gotta love that dude. He's like, yeah, man, yeah, I'm flying out of Colombia right now. I'll get back to you in a couple hours. Guys, too much, man. He is one of a kind. Yep. After how many pips do I go B? So I don't do it like that. So basically the way I would do it here, like let's say I executed off of like the break of the highs, right? Or let's just say we got a bullish closure. So we get a bullish closure here, right? And then the execution now happens on the next candle, on the break of the high. So I'm gonna look left. I'm gonna look at this wick right here. I'm also gonna look at like this area over here, because everyone's looking right there. Everyone's looking right here. So sometimes what'll happen is price will shoot up there and then like reject right before it. And that's why people like all of a sudden they're like, damn, price came right to my TP and then rejected it. So I like to look at a little bit of like different areas than most people. So I would probably look to target somewhere around this wick fill, like somewhere around this level for partials. And my stop loss would probably be, you know, somewhere right around here, wherever that current wick goes. And then that's what I would do. So as price comes down, I'd make that my stop loss, activate it, and then like right around here is where I would either close partials if I'm satisfied with the amount, or go break even. I would do one or the other. So you don't have to close partials, because you know you can wait for up here too, and you can even wait till up here if you want. But I like to at least go break even, because there's times like where we'll hit these levels right there and then price will just drop. So yeah, I try and pay attention to like little things that most other traders don't really pay attention to. So sometimes that'll be, like in this case, that would be 30 pips. But sometimes that may be 50 pips. Sometimes that may be 15 pips. So I very rarely go by pips. I mostly go by like structure and what's in front of me on the chart. This will be nice. If we can stop right there and then the next candle close bullish, this is what the chart will look like at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Right? Where do you think we're going at that point? Right? So if we can get this at 9:30, we will be targeting those highs. Right? And then we should get something like that, and that could be our trade. NASDAQ, I'm not touching until 9:30. We might be breaking out, but I'm not going to be in anything until after 9:30. Yeah, that's fine. I'll let that go. I'm still sample sizing NQ here at between 9:30 and all that. So it's fully loaded. Yeah, the gun's always loaded for A+ setups. Don't forget to give the stream a like here, ladies and gentlemen. What up, Segan Slays? Did you ever have a dark times in trading? Oh, absolutely, absolutely, bro. Where you were so frustrated in your performance? 100%. 100%, man. That went on for me for about almost 2.5 years. Yeah. Yeah, I felt like I would always make it, but I mean, it was tough, dude. Like, it was, there were times where, like, we would put my daughter Alea down for a nap, and I would just volunteer to do that because I would legit be depressed. Like, I needed to go sleep because I was just so devastated about my horrible performance that day. Like, it would just really, really dig at me. So, but, you know, I just tried to learn with every mistake. And did I get frustrated? Yeah. Did I have maybe a week go by where I blew accounts and didn't even pay attention to why? Just keep getting new ones in frustration and taking same stupid trades in the frustration of it all? Yeah. You know, yeah. So I didn't always learn from my mistakes. You know, in the beginning, it was tough. I was trying to make a lot of money in a very short period of time. I wouldn't say I was trying to get rich quick, but I kind of was. You know, I kind of was. I wanted to make money, right? Just like all of you guys. You get into trading to make money. And then all of a sudden, some stupid guy up in a left-hand square box on YouTube says, well, you're going to have to take at least 6 months to learn this thing. And you go, what the hell? I came here to make money. So, you know, there's going to be a learning process. You know, you're never going to find your way around that. Doesn't matter. Like, you could be my best friend and I could give you all the trades I take. But at the end of the day, you're still going to need to go through your own learning curve and educational process. All right, what happens if I don't show up tomorrow or the next day or the next week or the next month? Right? Then what? Right? So you got to understand that there's a learning phase. And one thing that hit me is when Raja moved to Pakistan, because I would have the opportunity to watch Raja every single day. And there were some days where I just effed off and I just slept while his stream was on. And I thought I was doing something by listening to it with the laptop on my chest. Like some of you guys are doing right now. Wake up, Billy. Come on, wake up, Jimmy. Yeah. I used to fall asleep with Raja's laptop. Not his laptop. With Raja on my laptop while I was sleeping. And you know what? I took his time for granted. I really did. Because when he moved to Pakistan, I had no one to watch. I had no one to listen to. And I did, damn, I could have been grinding the last 6 months much harder than I did. And honestly, that was a wake-up call for me. Because right then and there, I'm like, if I don't learn this, then who am I going to count on for money, right? Who am I going to be able to, like, so I just, at that point, I'm like, all right, I need to lock in. That's when I bought Market Fluidity. That's when I locked in on every single thing this guy did. I watch every video. I watch every live stream. I did everything from that point forward. I rewatched them all. Like I see the Prather Trader here today. What up, the Prather Trader? I see him going back. He watches all the old live streams. That's what I used to do. I used to watch them while I was eating dinner, or back then I didn't have a job either. I was kind of banking on this. So this was my job. You know what I mean? My job was to watch and review Raja's live stream from the day before or the night, because he would trade London when he moved to Pakistan. So it got very complicated for me. You know, and I had a opportunity that I was taking advantage of, or at least I should say not taking advantage of. And that was a bit of a wake-up call. Jimmy's so innocent. He's just trying to get some sleep, I know. The biggest change for me was so you guys see me like very patient in trading, but it wasn't always like that. My biggest issue was revenge trading and over trading. That's why I take pride in not trading that much and still making a lot of money, because that was what held me back. That was my biggest downfall, is I would just take too many trades. And if they didn't go the way I wanted them to go, then I was revenge trading right away. You know, so I'm trying to save y'all from that, you know. So when I get at you guys a little bit, it's just because I've been there. You know, I know the feeling, and it sucks, you know what I mean? And unless you make a change, and the change that I made was, Raja said, if you really want to make a change in your trading this year, then stick to 1 to 2 trades a day. He said, all you idiots are blowing your accounts because you're over trading. I considered myself in the group of idiots. All right, sometimes you got to be smart enough to put yourself in the group of idiots, right? So you can actually learn from that. So he called us all idiots. And I said, okay, you know what I mean? I got to do that. So I wanted to make a change in my trading. He had much more experience than I did. And he said, if you want to make that change, then stick to 1 to 2 trades and you'll learn how to take good quality setups. And he wasn't lying. He was not lying. So for 2 years straight, I took 1 or 2 trades a day. And that's how I developed this whole system and the discipline that I have today and the skill set, really. How long do you think your strategy will work? As long as candlesticks are available to view as information and data based off market movement. People said our strategy wouldn't work and it wouldn't last, and they've been saying the strategy don't work for like 2 years, yet they're still broke. They still have no system, and we're just pumping away here, running 6 figures in like the first quarter. All right, just pulling numbers out here, just green days, healthy red days. That's what this system produces, yet there will be people out there, really they're just Quakers, right, or haters, and they say, yeah, and that's not going to work, or this don't work anymore, or that don't work anymore. It's like, no, you don't work. You don't work it long enough to get results, you know, but those that will like hunker down and develop this, you know, playbook for themselves as a trader in their trading business, you'll see good results. All right, 9:30 is coming here, man. Yeah, 9:30 is upon arrival. Yeah, he'd be like, yo, you stupid, dumb people. You're blowing your accounts because you're over trading. Yeah, so he's been a wonderful help from the sidelines. Like, you know, have I like talked with Raja and has he helped me a bit? Yeah, but I never really annoyed him, you know, with trading questions. Why would I annoy him when he's got so much content up there, right? You always want to be very careful with like the questions that you ask successful people, because if you're asking questions and then like they're like, dude, I have like hours of content on my YouTube page about that, like why wouldn't you just go there? Like it's almost like you're kind of taking their time for granted. So I never wanted to ask him any questions that I can go do the digging for and find out in some of his like you know, seminars and lectures and things of that nature. So but he's helped out in a lot of ways. You know, I have asked questions and he's always been there to give like a helping hand. How many trades do I take now? Usually like 2 to 4 a day-ish, somewhere around there. Yo, where's my boy Johnny Gems? Is he here? Let me check this. I'm gonna have to call the police. I'm gonna have to call the police. Yeah, I would say on average like 2 trades a day. 2 to 3. 1 to 3. Some days I get a little crazy. But for the most part, just 1 to 2 trades. Yeah, I still basically stick to those rules. He's dream building. He's out dream building. Yeah, the inverted celery actually wasn't that bad. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It looked like the 15 was going to close like way stronger bearish. That pullback must have happened in like the last minute there. Boom. He's reading? He might be reading, yeah. W Toker FX. W, man, W. He's getting sneaky trades in. How do I stop the urge of always trying to round up my profits to the next 100? I wouldn't do that. It doesn't make any logical sense. You know what I mean? that's like something personally that you like back in the day I used to sell a lot of weed, so I used to have a lot of cash, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right? But one thing about me, I was so particular in making sure all the bills face the same way, right? So it's just it's just more so about you. It's like a little, a little whatever you call that, like. So I just think that there's no logic there. So I would say there's no logic there. It's just kind of, there's no point in doing that. Looking for buys? Yeah, looking for buys. Yeah, me too. We'll see if we get them. We'll see how this 30-minute candle closes. 15's pulling back a little bit. It's got 4 minutes left on it, so. Yeah, because sometimes we be trying to round off to the highest 100, but that thing rounds off to the lower 100. Yeah, man. All right, it's at 192. We got to get that to 200. Next thing you know, it's at like 82. Later, Sam. Peace out. Peace. Everyone always has something negative to say when they're not winning. Yeah, that's true. Do I show up to your job, knock the fries out of your front basket? What? Equity, wild. Bagging up for days? Yeah, those are the middle school days. I didn't do the baggy thing, man. I was pushing bigger weight at that point. By the time I was 16, I had a car, man. It was over. It was over. All right, let's see if we can get this here. 1 hour's trying to pop. We did break the lows on the 1 hour first, and now we're trying to fill the range. The only issue here, and we actually did run into a loss like this, I think it was last week, is that we did go into profit, but there's a resistance right here, right? And you're coming off of a weaker candle. But we do have the volume coming in, so that's why I will take this buy off support. But we do want to get probably pretty aggressive on our partials, and I would say when we get back into this wick area, we do snag some money there. Yeah, because we pulled back here, we pulled back here, we pulled back here, and then, we've, so far, right in front of our face, we've pulled back a bit. What up, Mr. King? What up, Arrow Sassy? Good morning or afternoon. Holy 18 months of freedom, brother. W. Let's go. Doesn't it feel great? It feels good. It feels good to be free, man. Would have never thought I was a trapper. Yeah, I'm gonna have to post some pictures for y'all pretty soon, man. Man, I was hustling in 5th grade. I come from a whole family of hustlers. So I got put on very, very early in life, and it probably wasn't for the best, but I did develop a lot of good street smarts, like in my teens, like I talked about in my story the other day. And then I did change up my life a bit in my 20s, got around some professional men who mentored me, and I learned street smarts in my teens, business smarts in my 20s, and now I'm reaping the benefits of both of them in my 30s. All right, 51 seconds here. Let's see how we do. So I'm going to probably have this buy stop ready to go. I don't want to lose too much here because I'm creeping on passing all 5 of these accounts. So from a long line of assistant pimps. Yo, this guy. Who is that? Bone? You're funny, bro. What was that from again? Was that like Dave Chappelle's show, or what was that again? I forget. Oh, man. His daddy came from a... Damn. No way you're 30? I'm 34. I'm going to be 35 next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, May 5th is my birthday. All right, so we got this closure here. 1 hour looks good, primed up, ready to go. We do have a little resistance to the left-hand side, but I think I'm going to be okay with that as long as we get a bit of a lower wick here. Yeah, we got to get a bit of a lower wick and then entry on the break of the highs. It's 9:30. We should get moving here. Hello from Bali. Hey. Bali in the house. All right, so I'm gonna have a buy stop here on Goldie. So I would go low risk on this just because we do have that resistance there. But look, I mean, the 1 hour looks ready. So if we break those 1 hour highs, we should keep pushing. And we got clean range in front of us. If you don't like this trade, then what you could do is you can mark the range off like this. And then just wait for a closure above here. And then you got all that range to the left. It is Monday. You don't have to take this. I'm going to keep very tight stop on this. I'm only risking one contract here too. So we'll see how we do. Pimpin'. Yo. If only they knew where you've come from. Yeah, that's my boy Brandon right there. What up, Brandon? How was your vacation, dude? Yeah, me and Brandon know each other since what, Brandon? Maybe 4th grade. 4th grade, 5th grade. I gotta show him pictures, bro. I gotta get him some pics. My stop loss is gonna be the current candle low here. So yeah, I'm risking about 380 bucks on this trade. It's 38 pip stops. What do I need here? I need 600 beans. Okay, I'm in. So we have to make it through that resistance there. If we can push through that resistance, that's going to be awesome. We should start pushing up at that point. But this is a bit of a riskier entry. So we got to make it through these highs here. And if we could do that, we should be good to go. Yeah, I'm going to risk 400 bucks. I'm not trying to risk too much here because I'm creeping on passing these combines. Welcome to the 35 Club. Thank you, man. Thank you. Harvest is plentiful. Amen. Yeah, so keep in mind we can get jammed up here, but I usually avoid these at 9:30, but this could certainly jam us up. Hopefully the current wick will stay valid here. I might be able to use the previous 5 actually. It's only like 2 pips lower and it only risks like $70 more. So I think I'm going to do that. Risk that previous 5 candle and see if we can make our way out of that zone here at 9:30. Started at 30. I started trading around 28 is when I first started kind of learning a little bit, but I wasn't taking it serious at that point. 30 is really where I started kind of to learn. Yeah, I was trading high frequency forex when I was like 28 years old. It was nuts. Why are Mondays like this on gold? Yeah, Mondays are tough. First day of the week. Get a lot of funky price action, especially on this type of Monday where you have the months overlapping here this week. So it can be a funky week up until about Wednesday. Yeah, yep. Spooky Mondays, that's right. Stop loss for me is going to be under the 5-minute structure here. I'm going to leave it there and see if we can hold that 5 low. And yeah, I'm going to keep it there just in case we want to break this low one more time and push down. Maybe we'll respect the 5 lows. But I would consider this like a B setup more than like an A plus setup. Just because it's Monday, there's some resistance here. But again, 9:30, so... the only reason I took the buy here is because you have the volume coming in, right? So you have volume coming in off of the oh yeah, there's stops. Yeah, you got volume coming in off of 930, right? You have this rejection to the downside here on the 30-minute. The only thing, like I said from the beginning, is that resistance is there, right? So that's where it can get tough. 1 hour rejecting a bit. So we knew that coming in, and that's why we went extremely low, just to give this a shot here on this funky, lovely Monday. Yeah, see if we respect 15 lows there. Just join the clubhouse. Oh, nice. Yeah, you should see access within like the next couple minutes here. Yeah. Spooky Mondays. Yeah, it gets spooky on Mondays. Yeah, that's why I said if you guys aren't comfortable, wait for a closure above, because then you got clean range up here. But at 9:30, I'm willing to take a swing at that. Yeah, I risked some profits from the day. You took buy, I took sell. Very nice, very nice. Congratulations. W for you. Do I have a positive RR? Yes. Yeah. My RR is like I think it's closer to 2R now. Closer to 2R really than it's ever been. Yeah, 1.7R. So right around 2. Let's take a look at NQ here for the open. Yeah, you see those buys? Straight back down on NQ. So I don't trust it before 9:30, man. Buyers were ready. They were probably like, this is going to be amazing. Let's see. What chart do I look at the most? 30-minute, 15-minute. I always keep in mind what's happening on the 4 hour, and then I look at the 15 and 30 the most. Yeah, but we should get just a choppy day here. Requested a payout on Friday from Top Step. Still have the same balance. I don't think you can trade it yet. I'm not sure. I would email them. Yeah, because I don't want to tell you one thing and then it's wrong. Yeah, I would email them. Email their support team and just ask them. It's like, hey, can I take, send them the, all in the first message. Just let them know who you are, what your question is, what your account number is. That way you don't have to go back and forth with them, and they give you a straight answer in like one shot. I think I'm going to trade Asia. Yeah, Asia's been lit. We've actually had a lot of success in the Asian session over the past like 3 weeks. Yeah. Look at these Asian session trades starting to creep up here. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's about 20 trades in the Asian session over the last like 2 weeks. Last like 3 weeks. Crazy. Yeah, and there's only been out of the 20, we took 3 losses there. So we got like 17 green trades, 3 losing trades in Asian recently. Yeah, Asian's been great. We've obviously been very active in London, and then obviously very active in the NY sesh. Is it not the same on gold, the 930 rule? No. Gold 930 is my favorite time to trade gold. So it's a little bit different than NQ. Gold is, yeah, 930 is the time, man. 930 is the time. Yeah, most of my success happens at 930 on gold. But like I said, this was a B setup. We had all this in our way. You know, we had resistance here. We also had right here, right? So we just broke the highs there and then just came right back down. But sometimes what's going to happen is on 930, this won't stand a chance. So you'll break the high and just push right through it and fill in that range there. So that was kind of the idea. Is there another trading firm offering combines as Top Step? Yeah, you can go with Top One. Top One's like another one I would recommend. Top One Futures. We have, if you put in TTE on the checkout code, you get 50, I think it's 55% off. And then you get, they have add-ons. So you get the instant payout one, the add-on. Yeah, you'll get that. If you don't see that right now, just wait till the afternoon, because I know that they're putting that in today. Yeah, breaking the highs. Yeah, you see how this candle broke the it just kind of like nipped the previous candle high there. Right here. Yeah. And then if you look at the 15, we broke the 15 lows too. So that activates all the sellers, that activates all the buyers, and that just about makes a good Monday. And then it doesn't go anywhere. So now buyers are in drawdown, sellers are in drawdown, and it stays right here. What about giving this trade a second chance? Great idea if we can get the closure above now. So now I won't be fooled again, right? So I will wait now for a closure above here, maybe even a closure below here, and then that'll be what I'm looking at. Yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to originally do, but at 9:30 I don't like waiting on that. But if you get something like this, then I think we're good to move up. Yeah. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me once. Shame on me, right? Can you repeat that for Top One? Yeah, code TTE. So TTE, you put that in the checkout code when you're purchasing your accounts, and you'll get 55% discount off the challenge fee, and then you'll also get an option, or you'll get a instant payout add-on added to it. Hey Nick, I did request my first payout on Wednesday last week. I sent all the info. Until when would I wait? I would wait. If you don't see it by Wednesday this week, then I would definitely message them. Yeah, send them an email. Because some of my payouts have taken like a good 6 days to get that second email from them. And then once you get that second email from them, the money's usually in your account the very next day. Top One and Top Step. I think Top One just has you can do instant payouts, and when you do request your payout, so you heard what I just said about Top Step, where it takes 5-6 days, and then you get the payout. So when you request a payout with Top One, within minutes you have your payout. So they process it, they get it going, and then they hit your account with the money. So that's probably by far the biggest pro about Top One, is they're very, very quick to get your payout to you. They don't take days. They don't even take a day. They just take like an hour. I don't even think they took an hour on what's his name's payout. So that plus you could take a payout anytime you want. There's a few different things. There's pros and cons to each of them. So you got to read through their websites and all that. Yeah, we're moving down. Yeah, so a couple of the red flags here in this trade, and I brought these up before we took the trade, was obviously resistance here, weak bullish 1 hour closure here, right? So, those are probably the two things that hurt us the most in that trade, plus the 15-minute resistance right there. NQ, ready to buy? Uh-oh. Oh, yo. This is every 9:30. This is every 9:30, man. Crazy. So the cool part is we're starting to catch a hold of something, right? We're starting to see the same thing over and over and over and over again at 9:30 on NQ. So you know what that means, right? That means pretty soon we could start executing on it. So when you see these deep liquidity grabs, as price starts to come back up and flip or re-break the highs, now we know, hey, this tends to happen more than not. So I think we can probably start to actively sample size trades on NQ at 9:30 next week, and start actually putting some skin in the game and taking these trades just like we did with the fade. And then maybe we got something good here at 9:30 on the NASDAQ. But notice how it's 9:45 and the move starting, right? That didn't really happen at 9:30. 9:30 did the whole switch up, broke the highs, broke the lows, right? And then 9:15 kind of settled in. Sometimes with futures you don't have like the, I don't know, they can't go into some of these other countries with like certain regulations, I guess. Why no trade on NQ at 9:30? Because of this, pretty much. So this happens a lot, so you don't want to get all tricked up on this. We broke the highs, we broke the lows, so we want to see, we're trying to find some commonality, right, in NQ at 9:30, because we know that there's a lot of volume, but we know that there's a lot of trickery here too. So we're trying to watch that, keep an eye on it for a couple weeks like we've been doing. And then I think next week I'm probably good to start going to like MNQ and actually placing some trades at 9:30, because I need to lose, right, and I need to win in order to really get like the full effect of the sample sizing, and I need to have some money on the line with that. So I think we may begin another sample sizing process here together, gang. I think the last one we did was the fade, and the fade ended up, you know, coming right into our playbook, sitting there really well. So we'll see if we got something here with NQ. Goldie heading downtown. Acceptable. I would have to know for sure though, because she would mainly be making a trip for that reason, if that was the case. Have I ever tried to trade oil? I don't think I've traded oil. No. Nope. I don't even think I've ever taken one trade on oil. I have some friends that like trading oil though. Later, C Melly. Have a great day, bro. Peace, peace. Enjoy it. Quickest way to blow your account? Trade 930 with no experience? On NQ? Oh, on oil. Yeah, I have some friends who like trading oil. If nothing by 10, I'm head out. All right, man, do it. Yeah, it's Monday. Remember, it's Monday. It's ADP week. It's NFP week. Goldie's probably going to move south a little bit now. So what I was saying is, you see how the 4 hour is ducking back down now? So probably this 4 hour is going to start a massive range over the next few hours. And that range is going to be from here, which is 32.84 up until right here, which is 32.07. So we will most likely range in between here all day on the 4 hour, and probably into tomorrow as well. Yeah, it's just happens all the time during these NFP weeks and ADP weeks and all that. Have I ever been tempted to go back to your old ways on your journey to making trading work and everything click for you? What do you mean? What up, Bennett? How are ya? Mondays are nice to me this month. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still gonna end the day green. I'm not gonna lose my green here today for sure. But yeah, Mondays have been okay. I think they've been decent this year. I know I think it was last month. Yeah, actually every Monday this month I've actually done pretty well. But last month Mondays weren't really my. Oh, actually I did do decently well on Mondays. Wait, when did I not do that good on Mondays? Oh, yeah, that was February. Damn, I feel like that was yesterday. So yeah, this month I didn't take any trades on February, and the trades that I did on Mondays, and the trades that I did take, I lost. Yeah. But damn, where's the time going? Holy crap. Oh yeah, actually I did go back to my old ways of making money then for a little bit. Yeah. I did, I had to. Yeah, it was the only thing it was like the only thing I knew. It was the only thing I knew to go back to. Got away. I just started making money in trading, and then it just started to be stupid to. Like, I just started making more money, so I didn't really need to make money other places. Once I started hitting good with trading and getting payouts and all that stuff, all of a sudden that stuff started changing my life very quickly because I started making like 8,000, 10,000. 6,000, right? Like all this money, 12,000, like all just out of nowhere. So it helped, right? Yeah, this previous 4-hour also doesn't have a bottom wick on it too. So we were trying to see if this 4-hour can actually break out today, but it looks like we're probably going to range. Does it ever get easier to stick to your trading rules? Hell yeah. Absolutely. Once you start, and that's going back to once you start making money, right? So that's why I was saying this on Friday last week. I really believe that until you touch the money, you'll never take it as serious. You won't know the realness and the seriousness that this comes with. Because you've never touched the money yet. You're always operating and you're always working in the idea of this will be great when I get a payout, or when I withdraw money, I'm going to do this, or once I get consistently profitable, life is going to be like that, blah, 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 blah. But you don't understand the seriousness of taking partials and making money because you've never actually touched it. So most traders are still living in the fairy tale world of what if or when it happens, right? How many guys you always say when it happens? Once it happens, once I'm consistently profitable, when I'm doing this, when I'm getting payouts. So until you actually touch the money, you kind of live in that state, right? But once you actually receive money from the markets and you begin to, like, let's just say you pay an electric bill or a light bill or a car bill or a house bill or whatever, then you realize, okay, this is real. Like, I just took that money and I paid a bill that I would have normally had to use my, let's say, my 9-to-5 money for. So now just imagine that with like 5,000 coming in, 6,000 coming in, 8,000 coming in, 10,000 coming in, 20,000 coming in. You don't want to break your rules at that point, right? When you're making 5K a month why would you ever want to break your rules? So you settle into the fact that, hey, these rules keep me profitable. Are you still going to lose trades? Hell yeah, of course. We just lost a trade, right? Are we still going to lose trades throughout the month? Yes. You're never not going to lose trades, let's put it that way. But it's about, now you say, hey, I got to stick to these rules because these rules make me money. These rules just paid my car note, or these rules just paid my mortgage, or whatever it is. And you begin to realize that it's real and it actually could pay off. So now when it's time to trade, you're a lot more professional. You're a lot more straightforward, right? And saying, hey, this is what I'm looking for. It's either this or nothing. And that starts to actually get you disciplined. So yeah, I think that's probably the coolest part about getting some money with trading, is that you begin to realize how important it is to stick to the rules that pay you. Do I trade personal account ever? Not really anymore. Last year I was trading my personal account. I basically took it from like 10K to like 30 something thousand, and then I started trading on Top Step. Top Step. I sell courses. What course do I sell? Where's the course? By the way, the course that I am making, that's probably not going to be for sale. That's probably only going to be in the clubhouse. Within the clubhouse. If you're talking about the clubhouse, that's not a course. That's dedicated time to dedicated traders to dedicated profitability. I used my first payout in Wise in the weekend just to check that it worked. Yeah, Wise. You could do Wise or direct deposit. Yep. Yeah, the break-even stage is tough, but if you send me in your losers, I could probably identify some things that you can adjust, and I could probably get you into the break-even stage out of the break-even stage fairly quickly. We just need one-on-one time together. That's why the elites come in. The first couple sessions, they have losses, they have bad trades, but then the trades clean up session by session, and then all of a sudden they go, yeah, I've been profitable the last month. I'm like, yeah, that's no surprise. You know, once you find out what's leaking, right? Because if you think of trading, kind of got like trading as like a boat, right? So let's say this is your trading boat, right, with a little flag out here and all that. And what's happening is you have holes in the boat, right? So there's a hole here, hole here, hole here, hole here, and they're all sinking your ship, right? So the idea is these holes are being created by wrong decision making at the desk, right? Or just whatever it is, over trading, over risking, taking maybe not taking the best setups, things like that. And what you have to do is you have to go plug these holes up, but you got to find out what it is that you're doing wrong. Like, where's the money leaving? Because most break-even traders, they're bringing money in. So you got money coming in, right? And then money going out. So, and I've worked with so many traders on this. You got money coming in, you got money going out. Let's say you got 10K in, but 10K out. That makes you break even. But once you identify what's causing some of the leakage, right? This leakage, it's coming in, leaking out. Then you could start to plug them holes up, and don't take trades that don't close without wicks on the top, and don't enter trades that open up without, whatever the case is. You find out where your leakage is coming from, and then slowly but surely you begin to plug them all. So most likely you're not going to plug all these holes in your first week or first day, but throughout your data is going to show you where you're giving the money back. So whether it be overextended breakouts or overextended entries, or buying below resistance like we did here, or buying without a wick on the top of a candle, whatever it is, you'll find it. And then as you find those, you work on them, right? And then you slowly start to lessen the outgo. And if you can just let go of maybe 3K, right, then you're net positive. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. You gotta journal your trades, review them, find commonalities in your losers, and then try and plug it up. All right, 4-hour closure, and we did close back below the range here, so that pretty much chalks the day in a way. The only buys I'm taking now is if we actually close above on the 30-minute chart here. This could work out because you do have a new 4-hour candle at resistance here, but I think you need a closure just to make sure. You probably need a closure below the 15. Otherwise, candle can come down, create a low for the 4-hour candle here, right, and then just juice up and fill the wick. So you don't want to get faked out there. Yeah, 4 hours probably gonna chop around. I'm up over 800. Very nice. Nice. Locked out. Beautiful. Can you explain how you do your trade reviews weekly? What are you looking for? Yeah, so I'm looking at all the trades. I want to see which ones were winners and which ones were losers. And over the past 2 or 3 months, I've noticed that 90% of my losers were overextended breakouts, and that's why this weekend the webinar that we're going to do is going to break down exactly where our system, or people that trade our system, tend to have holes in their boat. So this is going to be based off of experience on my own trades, on Magnus and John's trades, on all of my elite member trades, and obviously I see people's charts every day, right? So I'm going to give you tips and tricks and what I feel that I've taken away from all those traders and their losses, and how we can actually run this system even better. I know it's hard to believe that we can probably, if we could run it better, but we can always do things better, right? So I'm always in that growth stage, and I'm trying to see year after year how we can continue to dial it in and, you know, get better and better. And look, I think we've done a great job at that over the past few years of dialing things in and just tightening up, you know what I mean, and making our system just a little bit better, you know, quarter by quarter, year by year. Yeah, the TT code is valid. Yep. Yeah, and we're not going anywhere. We're staying on YouTube for a very long time because we're going to continue to grow as traders, you know what I mean? And there's no better place to, like, I'd rather come to a live stream than like a trading course or something like that, because in the trading course you just hear a few words from the guy, he makes the thing sound good and whatever, but in the reality of live streaming is you're going to take trades in front of people, you're going to take wins in front of them, losses in front of them. I'm going to learn, y'all are going to learn, right? We're all going to kind of make our adjustments together like we've been doing and just carry it on, right? I think most people have been here. There's some people that have been here from the jump that have significantly improved in their trading and life. So we're going to keep it going. All right, so the only reason I don't want to take a sell here, because although we close below the range, once we make this low here, right, we could maybe fill half of the wick, but then turn right back around because the 4 hour just needs a lower wick, right? So if it comes down, makes a lower wick, taps us in, but then heads north again, you know, we don't want to get that. We don't want that to happen again. So I think the best sells are probably going to be below the 15. You got plenty of range down there. But to be honest, I don't really like the current condition of the market anyway, so nasty Monday. I want to enjoy your group. Yeah, man. Welcome. You're here, bro. You're a part of it. See you later, Stewie B. Stewie. The NASDAQ trying to work its way back up here. See, the 1 hour close below? Not really. Kinda. Let's see how the 4 hour looks. 4 hour close bear here. 4 hours bear. Daily's bull. Daily's also at resistance here. So it's kind of like the trade we took, right, on the lower time frame. But this is the daily time frame here. So looks like we rejected two already. Nice. Student trader, W. Down 600 on the XFA. Yeah, the key is to remain composed now. So 600's light, 800's light, 1000's light. If you could remain composed and calm and cool and just really wait for that next best setup. Like, no need to force any other trades throughout this session here. There's plenty of more sessions to come, plenty of more opportunities. Every time I blew an account was typically after taking a loss, right? I never blew it like first trade in the session ever. I don't think, maybe once, but other than that, it's always happened after losses when I got, when I lost composure, you know what I mean? So just stay composed. You did the work to get the XFA. Being down 600, 800's nothing. Yeah, we get it right back. Because the last thing you want to do here is try and force things, and then all of a sudden later in Asian session we take like 100 pip juice box or something, right? So just hang tight. Hang tight. Do you get 90% payout? I think so. After 30 days, I would read on the website because they did make like a rule change to that. So I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the rule change. These guys did $1 million in payouts. Holy smokes. In the first month. They got their first trader on live today. Am I trading any expresses now? No, I blew up all my accounts. Yeah, I took withdrawals on all of them. So I got paid out on everything, but I popped all the accounts. So now I got 5 here, and I think I'm up like 5,000. So I need about $1,000 to get right back to 5 XFAs here. Yeah, I took payouts on them, so unfortunately I didn't have that much drawdown. So it's not like I even like I took big losses, just didn't have that much drawdown after taking a payout. So, and I don't mind that, that's part of my game plan. First red day down 700. Yeah, that's light. That's light. Happy Monday, United Pulse. Happy Monday. What's up, Simzy? I was down, but now I'm up. So I got one winner here, one loser today. We'll see what's going to happen with the rest of the day. I'll probably stick around for a little bit. Clubhouse, you may take maybe something in a little while. I'll probably stick around on YouTube though for like another 15, and then I do have to run outside for a minute, so we'll probably take the party into the clubhouse. What link do I use? You could just go to top1futures.com. Yeah, they have 2 websites. So they have top1trader.com, which is going to be the forex, and that's going to have that 5-minute rule that you're talking about. And then they have top1futures.com, and that'll be the one where you could put TTE in for like the 50% discount, and that one does not have the 5-minute rule. Praise God. Yo, you guys know what thumbtacks are? Or pins, like pins that you put in the wall? Bruh, I stepped on one. Ow. Yeah, it looks like today was an inverted celery day. What'd you say? Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, I don't know which one hurts more, thumbtacks or Legos. I step on a lot of Legos these days. A lot of Legos. Would you mind taking me through your 2 trades? Of course, my friend. So, first trade was taken earlier, pre-New York. It was a buy position taken right here. Let me just pop this up. So you see a support that was formed right here. Right here. So I did take a buy off of that candle. So stop loss was like current candle low. TP was up here. And then my partial TP was that wick fill. So actually I have a picture of it. Let me show you a better picture. There we go. There we go. So yeah, buy off that support, and that was kind of the way it worked out. So I closed partials at that yellow line, and then I closed my full position like a little bit up there, a little bit further up there. Yeah, so that was the first trade, and then the second trade was at that point I settled in and I waited for a new support. So see how we kind of kept moving up now from that trade. So we moved up, we moved up, we moved up, we moved up. So I didn't really want to take a buy there. I wanted price to come back down, create support, and then take another buy to move up. So that's what I did. I didn't take it off of the break of the highs here. I didn't realize the look of that, but I did take it off of this high and took a $400 loss. And the reason I think we took the loss here is because the 4 hours in a nasty range. The 1 hour has, the 15 has resistance here. The 1 hour has resistance here, and we also got rejection. So yeah, that's why I went very, very low on that trade, just to give it a shot at 930. So 2 buy positions. Two buy positions. I think the first one was obviously better than the second. Yeah, second one probably would have been better at 915. Yeah, the inverted trade here. You're welcome. You're welcome. I just requested my first payout. I would probably wait until you got the email, because they do send you an email as well that says, hey, we took the profits out of your account. You're free to trade again. So I would wait for that. Yeah, we'll see about NQ here though, because your 4 hours bearish here. So we did close bear on the 4 hour, but just like gold, we're stuck, right? Believe it or not. Monday, wouldn't you know? Peace out, Elijah. Have a great day. See you in Asian session. Yeah, Asians should be lit again this week, man. Last week of the month, so we should have some volume coming in. There's been a lot of decision making going on around that time, so price been extremely volatile. Icy pop, yo, thumbnails, man. Thumbnails, thumbtacks. Actually, when I was putting up this bull poster, man, one of the staples like literally just drove straight into my thumb. I couldn't even pull it out. It was like, you know when it's like hard to pull it out? I was scared for my life. I don't know how I got it out. I said, Lord Jesus, come on. And it just popped out for me. Yeah, that's wild. When you can't pull them out, ugh. Yeah, 4K. Yep, that's it. Yeah, for the 150K account. Yeah. Do we have a buy on the 15 minute? On what time frame? And what pair? I mean, what? Not what time frame. What pair? Yeah, hold on. What's going on? Here we go. Actually, I have to screenshot something real quick. One sec. Dude. There goes Goldie. There she goes. Yeah, so a little liquidity and then back up we go. Four-hour rocket ship. No bottom wick. Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, no shorts on gold here. No shorts on gold. But 15 minute, what was it again? Did the 15 minute look good for a sell or something? Or an onion? Where was that comment? Oh yeah, does the buy look good? Yeah, but we just had no. For on gold? No. Yeah, because we're right at resistance here, and we got no bottom wick. Resistance here, resistance here. No bottom wick there. And that's where we took the loss last time, right? So we wouldn't want to execute there. I think the good buys are probably above 14 here. All right, man. Have a good day, Eden. See you later. Do you get emotional when you blow your account? Nah, not really. The thing is, like, let's say I blew it on some stupid trades and didn't even get paid out. Like, that would be one thing. But to take like $12,000-$14,000 out of those accounts and then go big on some healthy looking trade and lose it is fine for me. Yeah, I just go back to the skill set. So the skill set will get me back to where I need to be and right back into the paid phase. Later, J4 trades. Brandon, let's go, bro. Let's go. That's good. So you're probably learning a lot now if you've been watching over the last couple weeks. If I had to choose core times, what would I recommend to pull up? 1:30 to 4, 8 to 12. What's your work schedule like? Tell me about that. Yeah, icy pop. Nah. I think I'm good. Morty? No, I would recommend you wait for Top Step to send you the email that says that they've pulled the profits from your account and that you can start trading it again. Yes, just look out for that email. I have 20 days of 200 or more in profit. W, Ron. At the end of the day, does that rule after 30 I could take 100%? Yes. Yeah, you can. Yep. You could take 100% of your profits. Good job, Ron. For real, man. W. Yeah, like Legrand said, though, right now you could take 50% of it, But if you want to wait the 30 days, then it's all yours, brother. All right, what do we got here? I think I'm going to head out. I'm going to stick around the clubhouse for a little bit, maybe like another 40-45 minutes. But I think we'll head out here today. The price action is a little sketchy. It's Monday, all that good stuff. I'm not going to be taking any buys here, especially with the 4-hour running with no bottom wick now and nasty range. So I think we'll call it here, and we'll come back tomorrow. And like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are going to be the big days this week. So Monday and Tuesday could be a little shaky, but as we creep in towards the end of the week and as we close the month, you're going to see a lot of volatility with the news coming in. Yeah. So, all right, cool. I will see you guys tomorrow for NY Open. And if you guys want to come trade Asian with us tonight, London and pre-New York, sign up to the clubhouse and we'll be in there. Yeah, it should be a good one. I'll be in London tonight, and we should get cooking here. So good work, everyone. Hopefully you guys learned from today's trade. I think we could take away a few things, right? Just a bunch of red flags there. We were really just banking on volume and the bias there today. So we won't make that mistake again. This is another reason why not to take a pointless trade, right? Just for volume. So that just proves my point again and again and again, and I probably shouldn't have done that, and I probably won't do it moving forward. So good stuff here today. I'll see y'all tomorrow. London starts at 1:30 a.m. Eastern. 1:30 a.m. Eastern for pre-London. So we'll look forward to seeing y'all then. And until tomorrow, gang, y'all have a great day. Don't over-risk. Don't over-trade. Settle in. Don't do anything stupid here today. It's A-okay to take a loss. It's just not good to take multiple losses back to back to back for no reason. So keep your profits here today. Don't lose too much, and let's get back at it tomorrow. All right? Z Gamer, I'll holla at y'all. You guys have a great day. Blessings to you and your family. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? Peace out. Later, gang. See ya.
OCOEE. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Hey. I need peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from above. I want my dog. Ay, birds of a feather, we gon' fly together. Ay, we gon' rock forever like it's heavy metal. I ain't Christopher Columbus, I would never settle. I ain't Lewis, I ain't Clark, I would never settle. God told me I'm Olympic, for real. Ay, seek the kingdom while you simping, for real. Why you talking, you should listen, for real. All this jaywalking got me limping, for real. Hey, jaywalking. Hey, Jesus walking, hey, Jesus talking. Yo, big faith, yeah, I need a whole lot of that way, where I'm about to go like amigo. Can't see the vision, then you can't be me amigos. I call up my girl and then we pull up to the Rego. That's the only time we pay to see you acting way different. Way different. Same book, but the page different. The page different. Is it cliche to say I'm lane switching? Well, I'm lane switching. Hold on, let me put my turner signal on. So they see me coming, they still can't see me coming. Only two things that I need is peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from up. They like, how he, who he, what is this? Hey, my studio is wherever I sit. Hey, I plug in the microphone and now you hear that click. Click, 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 click. It's a hit. Hey, way it hit them like, whoa, man. Hey, make them do the uh-oh, man. Hey, how you just came up with whoa, man. Flow electric, this is not a slow dance. Not a slow dance. We come together and we pray and hold hands. He give grace, so wherever grace lands. He paid the price, ain't have no escape plan. Yeah, no plan. Yeah, no plan. Actually, his plan was the plan, so he planned it. Ayy, set the bar high, he the code, so I scanned it. Ayy, we saving souls on the campus. Ayy, but this ain't no religion, we ain't following your antics. Ayy, thank you, Lord, I sit like a praying mantis. Enemy just tryna see me sink Titanic. Never out, but I'm outlanded. Even when I'm out, soon as I land, back to the beach, back only two things that I need is peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from above.
Remix. Remix. We back at it. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God.
Come on, God made rivers, God made lakes. God made me, so you gotta pay my rate. God got holy Bible pockets on me, thank God we straight. Even though I might pull up late, I ain't never too late. I'm saying my grace like God is great. Decorate this ice like birthday cake, just tap to the food, I'll make my plate. I don't mean to be rude, you fake your faith. Pull up in the church in the rave. You know what's going on like Marvin Gaye. I keep 1K, just pardon me. You new to the game like Shawshank. I got